Well guys, it has been a while since I have broke out the cowboy hat. And I don't like shooting videos in sunglasses. But we're in the 90s. It's stinking sunny out here. So my neck is red enough. I'm trying to keep the sun off of it. And I've got beans to pick. So I am going to get to work on that, but I thought since I was out here making a garden video, I'd kind of give you an update on things around the farm. Things are going pretty good. Angus is growing really well, and in just over a week, he heads to the butcher. How you doing, buddy? Huh? Yeah, you looking good, aren't you? Looking good. About right now, he's wondering what's going on because it's not quite feeding time yet. But we'll get to that after we do a little bit of bean picking. Alfie's looking good over there. Alfie got over his bout with the mites, and his fur has all grown back in, and he's looking nice and healthy, and he's doing a great job of keeping the hillside eat down for me. What's up, wild man? Huh? How you doing? You happy? You looking good? Yeah, you are. Meh. Yeah, there you go. Hi, Jenny. How's Jenny? Jenny's looking pretty good too. Jenny hangs out here now. And not really much new with the chickens. The majority of them are staying in. We got a couple of roosters that get out every day, but they go in at night. And that's probably smart because we discovered something on one of our trail cameras that I've never seen on Peaks Peak before. And this picture was captured back in May, and I hadn't checked the cameras for a couple of months. And even when I downloaded it, I didn't go through them for a while. But I was scrolling through those pictures this afternoon, and I found this. Now, it's pretty exciting to see a bear on there because there aren't many black bears around here. Now, I'd heard that there were some around, and I always told everybody a mile up the road, somebody said that they saw one on their property. But I've had cameras out for 3 years, and I'd never seen one. So I was pretty excited to capture this. Any kind of new nature and wildlife always excites me. I always enjoy that. So I thought that was pretty cool to get to see a black bear on our property. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I put up a video with me getting the Kubota stuck in the duck pond as I tried to dig it out and reshape it for them so that they could capture some water and not go through this summer without having any water to play in. And it worked. So yesterday, we finally got a good strong downpour, which gave us a bunch of runoff water from the hill. And the duck pond filled up to the top. And as you can see, the level came out just perfect. My little overflow pipe brought it right up to the very edge over here. So the ducks have plenty of water, and this is not going to dry up again. So we'll be in good shape until the dam blows out again and we get back in there and we refinish it again. That's kind of what we do. It's a vicious cycle. All in all, I think the ducks are pretty happy with it. Now this year we got out and we did our planning early because we were working on building that coffee shop. And I put out my corn and beans before the month of May, which is really early for me. But now we are a solid month ahead. Our corn is 7 feet tall, tasseled out, and doing really good. I found something that I hadn't seen before. I've seen corn stalks with 2 ears on them before, but I actually have one with 3. Now, in my experience, when they have multiple ears on them, they don't end up growing out very well. But we got a stalk right here that has 3 ears growing on it. That's part of why I like gardening in nature, because the more you do it, the more you experience new things, and it's just kind of cool. We got a couple weeks left before it's time to harvest some corn, so let's go over and check out the beans and I'll show you how they're doing. Now, earlier today, Cameron and his buddy were working on their lawnmower for the Greenup County Fair lawnmower race. And Chandler had put him out of garden this year. And his big idea was he was going to outdo me on his garden. And I think he succeeded. He brought over a big bushel basket full of potatoes, tomatoes, and onions today and gave them to us because, you know, all I raised was green beans and corn. So I thought that was pretty cool. And it's nice to see a young man getting out and doing that kind of hard work. We like Chandler around here. Now, the 4 rows of corn that I planted on this side are not doing as well. They'll probably be okay, and we'll probably get some ears of corn off of them, but they're a lot shorter. But the beans are doing fantastic. Now I was disappointed about one thing, and that is where I rolled out my fabric. Some places I ended up with some gaps where it got windy and kind of moved the fabric around. So I have some weeds in here, which bugs me a little bit. And I think where we've had so much water, I've got some beans that are kind of turning yellow. So I'm gonna get in here and pick everything that I can. We've already got a really good crop of beans that are ready to pick in here. So we're gonna get to work on that. All right, guys, we got our first fence row down one side and the other, and we got one 5-gallon bucket full of pink half runners. I love the pink half runners, pretty awesome. I don't normally let them go quite long enough to turn completely pink, but there's always some at the bottom down near the roots that are nice and pink, and that's pretty cool. So I'm going to go empty out my bucket and start down the next row of Blue Lake bush beans and see how we do on that. Now, this is what I like about the bush beans. Look how many beans are on that. And they're all huge. 6, 7, 8-inch long beans. And they're so easy to harvest. The bush beans are just so simple. I love them. Now I do have to say, my pink half runners are pretty stinking cool too. Now this one, I kind of messed up the roots on this plant pulling some weeds the other day, and that's why they're starting to yellow out. But the color on those is pretty cool. But anyway, we're gonna save these and harvest them separately. I'm trying to not mix the bush beans in with the half runners because the half runners have to be string, and the bush beans, you just break them. So that's another reason why I love them. All right guys, I don't know, hour and a half of picking. We picked all these bush beans and a 5-gallon bucket nearly full of pink half runners. And I'm beat, and I'm not halfway through the beans. So today, I'm gonna call it off, come back out tomorrow morning when it's cool and finish the rest of it. But I'll tell you, I'm excited about how the garden's doing this year. We got a lot of beans out of it, and we actually haven't gone through all the beans we canned last year. So there are gonna be some lucky folks at church that maybe aren't able to grow their own garden that are probably gonna get to enjoy some of these. So I'm gonna get me some bags and bag up some beans to take to them on Sunday. It's a lot of hard work, and honestly, it's just something that I'm doing for a hobby. I mean, I enjoy the fresh vegetables for sure, but it's just kind of good to get out and work hard, and picking the beans like that is something that's just exciting. You raise up a bush and you see all those beans hanging there, and that's such good food. It's just exciting to me. It's kind of like when I was bush hogging up on the hill the other day, and I was coming across the black raspberries that are already ripe, and I was eating them as I go along, and it's just pretty awesome. I enjoy it. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the update on the garden today. We appreciate y'all watching. Y'all have a good day.